Hey guys, welcome to the Gods Unchained beta with TheProfesserf. Alright, in today's video, I wanted to share a new deck that I've been playing. It's a War Enrage deck that came out as a result of the recent balance changes. I'm finding the deck very effective and quite strong, so I wanted to share it with you. So to talk about how the deck started, we have to go back to August 10th, 2021. There was a balance change that was released in the game. We had known about the balance changes for a while, as the dev team had shared the information with us. However, the game change actually went live on August 10th. So some of the key balance changes that I wanted to share that helped create the new war deck. So first on buffs, the Tavern Brawler had changed from a 1 mana 2/2 to now a 2 mana 2/3 with Blitz. So the Tavern Brawler basically became a Vanguard Axewoman. Talking about Vanguard Axewoman really quickly, it did get nerfed from a 2 mana 2/3 with Blitz to now a 1 mana 2/2 with Blitz. I'm finding that that is a slight nerf, as I do find that still playable. Think about it as the old Tavern Brawler in the war decks, and the old Tavern Brawler was usable for zoo type war decks. Another buff that was interesting was to Overproof Brew. This became 5 mana, deal 1 damage to each of your creatures, then give +2 strength and protected to each of your creatures. So think of it like a Fire Wine with protected. Another interesting change was to the Blood Boil Outlaw, also known as Boil Blood Outlaw. This creature now gets +2 strength after it attacks a character. It used to only get 1 strength and it had to attack a creature, but now it can go face directly at the opposing god and gain +2 strength. And the biggest buff of all is to Enduring Shield. This used to be a 2 mana 1/4 that had Blitz on it. So with this relic, you equip it, you have Blitz, you could attack a creature directly on the board, but at the same time, it was more defensive in that every time the god was attacked with the relic, the god gained protected and the relic loses 1 durability. However, the new version of Enduring Shield, which I think is way stronger, is it still has Blitz, but now when you attack with the relic, so it's a more offensive weapon now, when you attack with this relic, it randomly gives protected to one of your creatures that doesn't have protected. So the implications of that is you could equip this relic, attack to clear a creature on the board or do some damage to it. It then procs a protected on one of your creatures on the board, and then you can then proceed to do more value trades with that creature or leave the protected on it for your opponent to deal with the next turn. So with all the changes to war, I was thinking that the war archetype probably got a big boost in power level, and so I went ahead and tried it for weekend ranked. I completed my weekend ranked and finished 20 out of 25 games, 20 wins out of 25 games. The war deck that I tried went 20 wins and 3 losses. My 20 wins out of 25 losses currently is good enough for 5th place on the top 10 weekend ranked players. Also propelled me to top 10 on just overall ranking of top players. So as you can see, I got really good results with it, so I wanted to share the deck with you. So here's the deck I used in detail. You can see it's a low curve deck. We have 15 1 mana cost cards, 11 2 mana cost cards, and just a couple 4 and 5 mana cost cards. One thing to note is this is a budget version of Enrage. I'm calling it a budget version because the majority of the cards are core, welcome, core, 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 welcome, core, 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 Genesis, core, 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 welcome, and core. So we have 2 cards out of 30, the Pyramid Warden, which are Genesis cards. So besides the 2 Pyramid Warden cards here, we have 28 cards that are core and welcome cards, which are easy to get. Welcome sets are provided to every player, and core cards are earned every time you level up. So this deck works because we have the new Boil Blood Outlaw as a threatening 1 mana creature that you could play early on. We have the new Vanguard Axewoman as a 1 mana 2/2 Blitz. We have now a Tavern Brawler, a 2 mana 2/3 Blitz, taking the place of the old Axewoman. We have 1 copy of the Overproof Brew as a mid-game burst card that gives +2 strength to all your creatures. But also, if that's not enough to do lethal, it then leaves your creatures with protected, which will make it difficult for your opponent to handle. And I threw in 1 copy of Red Fume Serum for those cases when we don't have a wide board for Overproof Brew, but we have 1 creature that could benefit from getting a +5/+5 stat. And of course, the MVP of the deck, the Enduring Shield. Again, this is a 2-mana relic that lets you blitz right away to attack a creature from your opponent. Also, after you attack, it then gives protected to one of your creatures that doesn't have protected already. So as I mentioned, this is a budget version requiring only 2 Genesis cards. If you want a free-to-play version of this deck, I have made a free-to-play version for you to look at and compare. So here's the free-to-play version. It follows the same curve, 15 1-mana cost cards, 11 2-mana cost cards, and 2 4 and 5-mana cost cards. It's the same list. The only difference is I replaced the Pyramid Warden, which were Genesis cards, with 2 core cards, the Skeleton Heavy. Again, keep in mind that making replacements like this will still let the deck work. However, you might expect to lose a couple percentage points or wins here and there. If you are missing some of these rare, or epic core cards, you can do some substitutions. The deck is fairly flexible. You just have to be really creative. You want to make sure you keep the same general curve idea and the purpose of the card. I'll give you a quick example. If you're thinking about replacing a Warmonger Smith, you might think about adding a 2/3 Panacean Messenger. You lose a little bit of stat here instead of a 2/4. However, you can then use the heal to heal one of your creatures that's already on the board to help stabilize your other creatures to help us survive for another turn. And one more call out for this deck. I added 1 copy of the Wiccan Trapper. It fits the curve nicely at 1 mana. However, we're playing this card not because of the curve or the stat line, the 3/1. We are playing it because of the durability effect. It has a roar ability that removes 1 durability from your opponent's weapon. Currently, I'm finding lots of opponents with relics in their deck, so having a weapon destruction card in your deck can be useful at key times. All right, so that's the deck breakdown. Let's go ahead and play a game with it so you guys can see it in action. Let's go ahead and queue up a game. Versus Magic. We always go with Enrage. We are going first this time. Going first, we do like the health buff to put our creatures above magic spells. We might throw away the Archer here. We like the 2/3 Blitz, however, we already have another 2/3. So let's get rid of that one. I'm looking for a stronger 1-mana creature. Pyramid Warden starting is great. Follow that up with a Trial Spirit or a Bladecaster. So we'll go ahead and keep this. Boil Blood's actually pretty strong here as well. So I think I'm going to go Boil Blood plus Trial Spirit here. An early Boil Blood left untouched by your opponent can spiral out of control. Our opponent wisely chooses to get rid of it right away. Followed up with a Bladecaster now, which is another problem card if the opponent doesn't take care of it, as this one keeps gaining health. Our opponent chooses to ramp, playing Sip of Elixir. We drop the Pyramid Warden. We start gaining health on our Bladecaster. Chooses to get rid of the Pyramid Warden. Quite interesting. He could have attacked the Bladecaster here. So here you'll see the power of the shield. We are going to equip the shield, attack with it, and then you'll see that one of our creatures will get protected. Perfect target here. So we could normally trade here as well from the Trial Spirit to the Rolling Watcher, or we could attack here and break our protected, but I think I'm going to keep the protected because that's really strong. I'm instead going to choose to go wide and use the Wicked Fae here. So he might be setting up a Crystal Rain, which I think is okay at this point. He will be able to kill 3 creatures, which I think is all right. He'll get the Rolling Watcher back, but then we do have the Enduring Shield ready, and we've gained enough favor now at 20 to bust these, what we need to bust something out from the Sanctum. And we're setting up a Red Fume Serum for the next turn over here as well. Okay, so it looks like he's playing an Atlantean deck. Here we have a perfect trade here, I believe. We can play the Tavern Brawler and also the first bow to clean up his board nicely. We can save the Red Fume Serum for the next turn. So let's see what we can do here. We can we could hit here like this, make this 2 health. We then Brawler into it, and then we use the shield to hit here. So maybe we do this first. Let's see here. We hit the shield first, get a protected in one of our creatures. Actually, let's put the Brawler down. He might get the protected. Let's go ahead and hit that. Okay, this one got it, which is fine. I want to leave the protected now. So I was going to trade with the Trial Spirit, but now I'm just going to decide to leave the protected on there. Let's make this trade. Let's break that open. Hit that. Hit that. We could have Enraged there as well, but I think I'm going to go ahead and drop a 3/3 Aurochs. Again, now we're setting up a Red Fume Serum for one of our protected. That's why I did not enrage one of our protected. I just really want to make sure that they are able to keep that protected shield. So this A10, I think we just ignore it. Right now we just go big Red Fume Serum over here. We could put it on our Blade Caster, but what that could happen is he could ratify that one. So we hit here. At this point, we're just trying to go for the kill now. You can see this is growing out of control. It's 2/7. He got the good trade there. That was quite lucky, as this one attacks a random enemy creature. However, he's still looking at health of 4, so we have a couple of creatures we can enrage. All right, I think that's looking like GG for us. So we just hit the enrage here, get it up to 4, and GG. All right. Earn some XP. Some star points. Oh, we got upgraded to a giant vial. We got 150 star points. All right, so that's the deck. Go ahead and give it a try and let me know if you have any questions.